Hi there. Thanks for joining us for Together. I'm Karen Leigh. Well, we could all use a little good news this week. And for the next 30 minutes, we'll share plenty of positive stories from the people that live all around you. Whether it's kids doing amazing things or thousands of people walking to find a cure, Coloradans know how to come together to lift each other up. One little girl in Jefferson County is on a big mission. She wants to make her school a kinder place. But what's her plan of action? Our Mackenzie O'Keefe introduces us to Anya Peterson.
Anya Peterson may only be in second grade, but she's wise beyond her years.
You can be the change, and if you're the change, you can change the world.
She noticed a friend being bullied and decided to do something about it.
I pass out little notes that are kind.
How her kindness is catching on. That's next on Together.
Well, that'll make you smile. Well, I don't have to tell you that our kiddos are pretty incredible. You already know that. But 14-year-old Peyton Crawford is a perfect example. He's finding a way to turn old fire hoses into a crafty creation. Sean Chitness explains.
So these are the metal things that we cut off, which are a solid 20 pounds.
Working with fire hoses isn't an easy job.
They're not light.
But Peyton Crawford is up for the challenge.
It's fun building these things.
He's turning old fire hoses into hammocks.
It's just something different that I wanted to try out.
How they'll help out animals in Colorado. That's later on Together.
Well, when flames ripped through a senior living community in Littleton, it was more than just the firefighters who helped out. Everyday heroes also came together to support the nearly 200 people who were forced out of their homes. Tori Mason reports.
So I'm on my patio, and the flames are right around 3 feet from me.
Ann Halfman lost everything in a fire, but she's still grateful.
The Littleton Police Department, who was out there rescuing victims in short sleeves, putting their own life in danger.
After seeing people put their lives on the line, Ann wanted to do something.
I was overwhelmed by the love the community was pouring out.
What she did to help fellow victims of the fire, that's coming up on Together.
Well, every student is unique, and not everyone learns the same way. In fact, for some kids, just getting to class can be a challenge. That's where the Denver Street School comes in. The alternative high school specializes in helping at-risk teenagers. I recently learned about this school and decided to stop by the campus in Aurora. I found everyone from the students to the principal to be inspiring. A peek into any one of the small classrooms at Denver Street School, and you'll find students like Jesus.
What tool could you use in your book?
Working hard toward graduation. This time of year is exciting for any high school senior.
They overcome a lot of hurdles. I mean, I can think of in our school right now, we've got kids that have battled medical issues, truancy. I have a couple of teen parents, homelessness. Like, there's a lot at play.
Casey Liba loves her job as principal at the Street School's East Campus. The school is easy to miss from the outside. It's tucked away in an historically tough part of town along East Colfax, a neighborhood that Casey knows well.
I grew up in this neighborhood from the time I was like 13, came from just an assortment of family situations through the time that I was growing up. And at the time, I didn't understand why that was happening. Now I can see that it was for a greater purpose, so that I can walk alongside my kids.
She not only grew up here, she graduated from the Denver Street School. She shared with me that her teenage years were messy. She needed hope and a hand up. She found both inside these walls.
I can sit down and say, like, I've been in their literal desks.
Experience, strength, hope, not just words that Casey speaks, but words that she instills in her students.
I could do things that other people couldn't think that I could do before. I know it's hard at the end of the day, but school is it's like a foundation, you gotta have school, you gotta have education to go to the next step in life.
And when these kids leave, they do not go alone. A mentor goes with them, reminding them that anything is possible. I love what they're doing there. Now, besides Aurora, the Denver Street School also has a campus in Lakewood and the Hope Academy, which specializes in helping teen girls. It's also a nonprofit, so they need mentors, volunteers, and they for sure could use some financial support. Well, the city of Denver is coming together to help businesses affected by the Central 70 project. They're doing it thanks to a new grant program. Well, this bakery at 46th and Josephine in Globeville received some of that money, and they are ever so grateful. Lane closures from I-70 construction make it tough for customers to get to them. They say they're going to use this money to help make the month's rent. The city teamed up with Mile High United Way to find out what businesses needed, and then they worked to meet those needs.
Small business is critically important throughout the city and county of Denver, not only contributing to our tax base and to jobs for residents, but also contributing to the vitality of our neighborhoods. It makes Denver special and makes all of our neighborhoods special.
Struggling businesses can apply for up to $5,000 in grant money. To qualify, you've got to be in Globeville, Elyria, Swansea, or the Northeast Park Hill neighborhoods. In Jefferson County, students are working together to make their school a happier and more inclusive place. It's no secret that schools can be difficult for students at times, and they're not always a soft place for kids to land. So at this one school, they've created a kindness club, and it's the brainchild of an amazing little girl. Mackenzie O'Keefe introduces us.
I know what I'm going to write.
Words of kindness mark the sidewalks of this elementary school. It's all part of the Kindness Club, an idea created by a small girl with a big heart.
We drew a heart around it.
Anya Peterson is only in second grade and decided the world could use a little more happiness.
One of my friends was getting bullied every day, and so, there's too much bullying in the world, so I made it Kindness Club.
It's a group of students who come in early once a month to do things that will make their school a happier place. Anya calls herself the Kindness Crusader.
Well, anyone can be a superhero by being kind because you don't really need to do anything to be kind. You can just do it.
And the kids say all acts of kindness, big or small, can make a difference.
I pass out little notes that are kind, so I'm hoping that everyone will want to do it.
Or in this case, leaving positive messages on the sidewalks for students to read as they walk into school every day.
You are strong.
It's a chance to show that no matter how young someone may be, they too can make a difference.
And you can be the change. And if you're the change, you can change the world.
You sure can. Anya, all of us here at CBS4, we just love you and we're so proud of you. And Anya is already planning on what kindness project she can do next. Well, students in Denver saw a transformation happen right before their eyes. Their classroom was taken over by engineers from Lockheed Martin for a day of fun. How this hands-on experience is actually preparing these kids for the future.
Together with Karen Leigh, sponsored by Canvas Credit Union. We're Canvas, and we've got you covered, Colorado. Go live.
A clinic in Denver that helps low-income families can now use a little bit of your help. The Inner City Health Center hopes the community can come together and donate so that it can grow. The clinic helps about 8,000 patients every year at 38th and York. Now, most of these patients are uninsured, so the clinic is mostly run by volunteers. And with a brand new center now in Wheat Ridge, their charity budget, well, it's running pretty thin.
These patients have been turned away at some other clinics, so they're always grateful that we'll take them in, and we don't care about citizenship or insurance. We see you, whatever.
If you would like to help the Inner City Health Center, we have a link at cbsdenver.com. Well, we love highlighting the things happening in our schools. So many great things and some really impressive young people. Lord Whitney joins us now, and we love to talk about our science and technology fields and what the students are doing in them. They're like so incredibly smart, aren't they? They're like wild all the time.
They really are, and we hear the things that these kids are doing in school, and it is simply incredible. And this week at Denver's North High School, Lockheed Martin converted a classroom into a top secret STEM lab. But that wasn't all. Then the engineers helped the students create a prototype for an aircraft. The idea was to come up with something that could be used on a humanitarian mission.
And the idea is for them to innovate, to not be shy, to not necessarily be perfect, but learn from the mistakes, learn to innovate and be free to kind of expand their mindset and come up with solutions that we're going to need in the future.
I mean, I did not get to do this in high school. North High School is one of only 5 schools in the entire country that were selected for this special event. So truly a remarkable thing they got to do. And again, only 1 of 5 schools in the country. That's pretty amazing.
Is so great. I know. I don't even think technology was part of our curriculum. And I'm so much older than you. You know, it's like it wasn't even. We didn't even do it. There was not even part of our class.
No, you probably had shop class, and that was about it.
That was. Yeah. Hands-on, and that was it.
Yeah. It's amazing. So these kids are definitely going to be leaps and bounds ahead of the rest of us when we graduate from high school.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Lauren, thank you. Well, it's one of my favorite events every year. Thousands of people coming together to walk for MS in the hopes of finding a cure. How your donations are making a difference in the lives of people living with multiple sclerosis. Coming up on this week's Together for Colorado calendar, Wednesday, volunteer at the Delaney Community Farm in Aurora, and you'll be supporting refugees. That organization needs help with planting, weeding, and mulching. Friday, it's the Autism Research and Awareness Golf Tournament. The event is at the Deer Creek Golf Club in Littleton. And on Saturday, enjoy blues, jazz, and folk bands at One Epic Night. The fundraiser in Denver benefits Swallow Hill Music. For more information on these events, just visit the Together for Colorado section of CBSDenver.com. Back in November, a fire swept through a senior living community. One person lost their life. The other 160 residents no longer had a place to call home or to go to. But as we usually see in times of tragedy, Coloradans are quick to come together to help each other out. And it's those selfless actions that have the Littleton City Council recognizing these everyday heroes. Tori Mason reports.
And then I just stood right there and watched the flames.
The view from Ann Halfman's new apartment reminds her of everything she lost.
It was so smoky they couldn't see their way out.
And everyone who helped.
The Littleton Police Department, who was out there rescuing victims in short sleeves, putting their own life in danger.
More than 100 seniors sought refuge after this fire destroyed their homes and found shelter at a nearby church.
As I walked in, Love Inc. was there.
Ann was a Love Inc. volunteer before she was a victim. She lost everything but her life and still asked how she could give.
Catherine called me shortly after the fire and she goes, Ann, we need to put a group of people together and train them to walk beside our victims. Can you come and help?
Love Inc. recruited Ann and 40 volunteers to help her neighbors until they were back on their feet.
The people that were in this fire were my very dear friends, and I wanted them to survive. And I didn't want them just to survive. I wanted them to survive well.
Now Ann's being honored for her efforts, along with the first responders who saved their lives. Because sometimes even heroes need saving.
God doesn't save you to sit on your butt. So I hope you find a way to help people out.
Well said. Isn't that the truth? Well, the Littleton City Council plans to recognize dozens of people who helped end that fire, including Ann, at one of its upcoming meetings. Now we move on to Brighton, where a teenager has found a way to come together for local fire departments and the Wild Animal Sanctuary. He's taking old fire hoses and turning them into hammocks for big cats. Sean Chittis got to watch the 14-year-old work on his crafty creations.
Hoses of all sizes have taken over the Crawford house. Each will become part of the hammock Peyton Crawford makes for lions, tigers, and leopards.
At the beginning of this project, I told my mom I really wanted to do something with the animals.
He chose animals because he wanted his Eagle Scout project to be different. The Wild Animal Sanctuary has asked boys like him to take on this task before.
Just give them a better life, because they don't have the luxury that we do.
He cuts the hoses himself with the saw, arranges them so they're woven to the right size, each piece either 78 or 96 inches long.
I will never be able to carry one of these by myself.
The hardest part is just moving the hoses around.
They're not light.
But with some help, he assembles these hammocks in the garage, spending 2 hours from start to finish.
The sanctuary is a non-profit organization, and so just helping them in any way would make me feel really good.
Meeting the expectations of an Eagle Scout project.
So this is a completed hammock.
Benefiting others with a lasting impact, and giving these cats a nice nap too.
It's worthwhile. Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun building these things.
Pretty awesome, too. Well, Peyton finished up 8 hammocks in all and delivered them to the Wild Animal Sanctuary this week. The sanctuary says they will make a big difference in the lives of their big cats out there. Well, if you want to find the best family-friendly places in town, who do you ask for recommendations? Well, the kids, of course. How young students helped create a map that looks like nothing you've ever seen before. You can catch the latest episodes of Together, as well as your favorite Together for Colorado stories, anytime at CBSDenver.com. Well, last weekend, so many of you came out to help in the fight against multiple sclerosis. Denver actually hosts the largest Walk MS event in the country. CBS4, a proud sponsor, and I am so honored to MC it every year. Well, your donations raise money for treatment and research, and you raise a lot of money. Our Joe Hillen talked to some people about why they walk.
When we're talking thousands and thousands of people all coming together for the same purpose, it's very heartwarming to me. So it's just exciting to be a part of this.
Linda McKenty was diagnosed with MS 11 years ago.
I feel so blessed to have such support that I've had through my journey.
Her brother flew her in from South Dakota to be a part of Walk MS.
She's actually in remission right now, and she's been able to control it. But it's always a part of her life, and it's something that she always has to deal with.
This is Brian Casey's first year doing Walk MS, and his team was the top rookie fundraiser.
We decided to go all in this year. We've raised almost $20,000 in our first year, and we're just very excited to be here.
We have a lot to walk for, an awful lot to walk for, and it's going to be wonderful.
Lorrie Eckerman works for Brian and is part of his team. Her daughter Jessica was diagnosed with MS 11 years ago.
It's amazing. I have gotten to a point where I am completely happy, and I want to support and help anyone else to get to that point.
Each doing their part to help find a cure for the disease that affects hundreds of thousands of people.
We're here to serve everybody and to be proud.
Always such an amazing walk. And if you weren't able to make it out there, it's not too late to donate to help. You'll find a link to do that at CBSDenver.com. Well, volunteering is a great way to come together for Colorado. It not only helps your community and your neighbors, but it really makes you feel good. Just ask these people. They volunteered in El Paso County as part of the Great American Cleanup. There ended up being more than 1,000 volunteers in all. Together, they collected more than 1,200 bags of trash. Well done. Well, there's a new tool that is making it easy for families to find fun things to do in Boulder. And it's all thanks to some really creative kids. Students in the Boulder Valley School District helped create this child-friendly city map. They worked with 2 CU Boulder students to make it a reality. Now, their map highlights locations that are perfect for kids ranging from infants to 10 years old. You can find them in businesses all over town. And every kid in the Boulder Valley School District will also be going home with one. Well, our kids do so many amazing things in our community. That's why next week we're going to be dedicating an entire show to just them. We're getting out of the studio and into the classroom to show you the incredible things our students have achieved this year. I look forward to seeing you then. Until next week, I want to leave you with this view from CU Boulder. This Thursday's commencement ceremony was, well, a cold one and a snowy one, but a big congratulations to the class of 2019.